Hello and welcome to my Tuesday Night Live. I am Dr. Lisa Wiedeman, an optometric physician for over 33 years and carnivore as of March 9th, 2009, over 15 years ago. So I have quite a background of experience in both treating patients and talking to people who I have coached in the carnivore world, and I have a lot of access to information regarding different ocular and visual health disorders that have healed for people, for many people, when changing away from a toxic processed food, sugars, grains, carbs, high carbs diet. And I have so many people who reach out and they are asking about so many questions regarding eye health and will changing my way of eating help my eyes. And I get it. One of the biggest fears of people is losing their vision. And aside from that, some ocular conditions can be quite debilitating. Dry eye, for one, can be really chronically painful. Meibomian gland dysfunction, blepharitis, chalazion, the styes that are can be so recurrent, can be pretty debilitating also. And then throw in there macular degeneration, macular pucker, cataracts, floaters, even though floaters typically are just a nuisance and a side, um, let's just say side visual disturbance that's not typically visually debilitating, but it can be for some. And you'll be happy to hear, because I know so many of you have floaters and they're rather common. I have an entire video on my Carnivore Eye Doctor channel, just the other channel that I have on here, which is just starting out and very small, but I have a really thorough, I think, very well explained video on floaters. I think it's great to understand what they are, where they come from, and I have some great visuals in that video for you to really get an understanding of floaters. So what I wanted to do today is not reiterate the entire videos I've done in the past with this topic, but since it's been a bit of time since I did it last, and I know there's so many people who ask questions, I decided that just to concentrate tonight's Q&A on visual, uh, let's say both visual, ocular disease, and even simple things. People have many questions about just refractive errors, nearsightedness, farsightedness, presbyopia, which is the need for reading glasses. And I do have an entire video about getting rid of your reading glasses over on that other YouTube channel. And I have put the link below here in the description. So you can jump over there and look at that, because I have, my favorite way of getting around using readers all the time, because that's just too annoying for me. So I like to share my experience as an eye doctor. And me personally, I will be 60 this year. So yes, I am presbyopic, which is just losing the ability to see up close. You know, the people who start shining their lights in the restaurant from their phones onto the menu, or start making the font so large on the phone that they fit about half a sentence. But there's ways around it. So I've shared that. Thank you all for joining in. I'm seeing many familiar names. Hello, Jan. Lou is joining for the first time in live with me, and Jennifer, Texas Carnivore. So I would love to, I'm going to go over a few different topics, and I would like you to leave a comment and maybe throw in some questions that you have, and I'll see what I can get to. But this is one of the main things that I want you to understand. Trust in the power of your body to heal itself, given the proper nutrition and removing the inflammatory toxic foods, the seed oils, the grains, the sugars. A lot of times we don't realize how inflammatory something as simple as sugar is, but it is very inflammatory, very addictive, and very difficult to stop. I don't know if anybody else had a similar experience of knowing you shouldn't eat it, wanting to stop it, and getting back in it. That's really part of the definition of addiction, is knowing it's not healthy. Then why would you put it back in your mouth and put it in your body? So, but just remember that your body is here to evolve and heal, and we are not, and I say this very specifically, we are not here to end up blind. That would not be good for evolution. So, as you, let's say, if you are switching over to an animal based keto-ish carnivore way of eating, and things are improving, let's say you've had foot pain, knee pain, hip pain that is really seems miraculous, is going away. Don't think for a minute that your body is just going to heal that specific area and not also attempt to heal issues that are going on with your eyes. So, I have a lot of people who have chimed in and written to me about what has resolved for them. And I'm going to share some of those, but I would love to actually really throw this out into you all to answer some questions. And let me just go on to here's the two scenarios really that happens when somebody says, "Hey, doc, will this help my glaucoma?" Well, if a patient comes into my office and let's say they have borderline glaucoma suspect issues, not so likely that that patient's going to want to listen to a doctor tell them, "Well, you know what? Go clean out your pantry, your fridge, your freezer. Get rid of all of these sugars, grains, processed foods, and seed oils. Try to limit yourself down to a really healthy animal-based way of eating, and let's see what happens." People say, "Doc, I can't do that. I'm Italian. I live on bread and pasta and red wine." So you can understand this is not something simple for me as an eye doctor to try to get across to patients. And the second scenario here is someone who's had other significant health issues and has researched and found this way of eating and has secondarily had a benefit of something with their eyes that now it is wonderful that they report to me, "Guess what happened? I went to my eye doctor and my prescription is reducing or my dry eye is getting better." So, but I've tried to uh, get a lot of different information about that people have reported. Cataracts, a lot of people ask about cataracts, and that picture there on the right is that lens that you see as yellowish, orangish brown that should be clear. Um, you know, I'm going to say glycol glycolysis of sugar and glycolation. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Glycation of proteins in the lens causing opacities. I really feel that is something that, at least I'm hoping as time goes on, I used to, many, many years ago, say to patients, "Well, if you live long enough, you're going to get cataracts." And you know what? That could be true just as far as, yes, if you live long enough and you eat garbage food, you're pretty much guaranteed to get cataracts. But I am very hopeful that I've had people say that their progression of cataracts has halted. I've even had people say that on subsequent visits to their doctor that it has slightly reverse. So I'm not saying anything like you're seeing in that picture there is going to go to full clarity, because I do think once protein molecules rearrange and opacify, like you can see over, I know this is getting technical, but there's some what's called cortical spoking. You can see these little cloudy lines coming in from the outer edge. I'm not so sure that will reverse, but we never know with any of these things because this is uncharted territory. Let me just go into a couple more of these. Cataract on my right eye is much better after 7 months carnivore, at least 50% better. I can see out of my eye again. So I like to just continue to show these type of testimonies because I feel it really will give hope to some people, and maybe some motivation to stick with it, right? Because this isn't always easy to do. But again, there's some different anecdotes here that I put up of cataracts, and I think it's really just I get really excited when people write to me and tell me about what improvement they've been seeing. So keep writing them, and I think do glycosylation. Thank you, Kimba. Yeah, I'm a little bit fried. I just finished a 5-day carnivore beach retreat here. It was the first one that I hosted. Some amazing carnivores that came together, and it was a lot of cooking demos and a lot of talk. And I'm ready for a good night's sleep tonight. So, okay, let me. I'm going to do a couple more slides here. Floaters I talked about briefly. Definitely click the link in this if you are interested in getting more information. I have diagrams like this explaining it, and I think it's really worthwhile. And here's people's stories. My eye floater's almost all gone, and I no longer need reading glasses. I'm 68, been using readers since I was 53. My eye floaters have nearly disappeared. These are all just screenshots that I'm taking of people who have written in to like some of my other videos. And so I just love sharing this kind of thing so that, again, hopefully really motivating, and that we will see more and more of this. I would love that. Okay, macular degeneration. I have 2 videos. I guess I'll remember to go in and put both of them here. And they are really informative about specific things you should change about our diet and to help prevent the progression of it, hopefully prevent it at all if you don't yet have it, and possibly reverse some early stages of it. But here I have some people that are talking about macular degeneration. Here, this one, I saw my eye doctor 2 days ago. She was amazed how the macular degeneration was almost gone in one eye, and it hadn't progressed in the other. I've been on carnivore for a couple months, didn't expect that, started the diet for weight loss. So here's what I'm saying is starting this for other reasons and then coming to find some amazing benefits. 65, believe it will heal. I've been 2 years. I used to have a big black spot from wet macular bleed. I literally couldn't see my daughter's face with that eye. Then it went to gray and broke up some. I had 3 smaller gray spots. Yesterday, when looking at the Amsler grid, so if anybody with macular degeneration knows what that is, that it improved, and there were the grayed out area much improved for this person. No more floaters. Food and positivity. I love that. I love that message because I feel like you have to envision and visualize that you are getting better, and believe that it can happen. 79 had macular degeneration, especially in the right eye, since going grain-free, sugar-free, and seed oil-free. Central vision is much improved. Still have a dead zone in the very center, but surrounding, I assume, inflammation has disappeared. My vision is remarkably improved. And, that's such great, happy news for anybody who realizes how devastating macular degeneration can be to vision. And dry eye is another really debilitating type situation. If it gets progressively worse, it actually can hinder your vision and painful, dry, gritty, not anything that anybody wants to deal with on a long-term, lifelong situation. So, I say, what do you have to lose by giving up wheat, grain, seed oils, processed foods, sugar? I mean, these are things that aren't healthy for you for anything, for any body system, organ system for you. So, might as well try and see what it can do if you have a significant eye issue. And I would love to have you all report in and give me some more anecdotal testimonies for me to be able to share. And here, had terrible dry eye for years. I'd wake up in the morning unable to open my eyes because it hurt. Although not 100% carnivore, I've definitely improved my diet by cutting out most sugar and eating lots of BBB and E, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Recent eye exams showed no dry eye and overall improvement. She commented that I must be using my eye drops faithfully. I said, nope, I'm eating lots of fat. And she loved it. Most will give a quizzical look and won't believe what they're hearing, but I think that it's just really amazing that people are taking their health into their own in their own control now and making these changes. Okay. After just 2 months on strict keto, I no longer needed the drops I got from my eye doctor. Dry eye gone. At my next checkup, I was told that my eye wall is re-thickening. He said, this just doesn't happen, and kept checking it. Finally, he said, the previous test must have been inaccurate. But amazing. I'm just so grateful to share these types of things because I know so many people are wondering. I get questions honestly every single day regarding things like, I have this, can this get better? And one of the things that I'm going to say is something very important to understand. And let's say somebody is 68 years old and they say, I've been carnivore for 8 months and I'm still not noticing an improvement in X, Y, or Z, right? 68 years of eating not appropriate food and then going 8 months of changing the diet. I say we have to be patient. We can't expect fast, quick fix, hack miracles. This isn't like that. And you have to be confident that the way you're eating is not just for your eyes, it's for everything: dementia, stroke, Alzheimer's, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, you name it, right? This is something that is very healing for many different things. Okay, let me just go through a couple more. Blepharitis, meibomian gland dysfunction, very, very chronic for many people. And I have personally, as an eye doctor, spoken to a patient who had very long-standing, I'd say 6 months of issues of what you see in these two pictures here, just ongoing. It would get a little better and then boom, it's back again, a little better. And he came in and he said, look, we have to do something. You gotta tell me something that I can do. I can't take this. And he'd already gone the hot compresses, antibiotics and anti-inflammatory steroid ointments and drops. They're just patches. They're not getting to the root cause. And I know as an eye doctor, before I understood and realized true root cause healing, which none of us are taught in school. So this is all, an understanding that comes about through a lot of research, curiosity, and learning. But, just putting on antibiotic and a steroid cream is not getting to the root cause. So might do a temporary fix, go about your way for 3, 6, 8 months, and next thing you know, it's back again. So just understand that there is a dietary definite connection here because I have witnessed it firsthand. This gentleman actually listened to this wacky eye doctor who said, I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but, and I gave him some information along with my Instagram username. And yeah, he came and 6 months later was literally hugging me, told me he dropped 25 pounds. He's back to his high school weight and his eyes have never felt better. So again, at least I'm giving you some actual firsthand, stories on this. So, all right. And this is a picture of these meibomian glands that run in the lids that get clogged up, backed up. The sebum in them thickens. It's not able to flow. And that's where we get a lot of problems. So, and the top picture there is nice little clear droplets of oil that are supposed to come out of each of those glands. And the bottom pictures you can see, I will, as I have a patient in the slit lamp, a special biomicroscope, I will press right at the edge of their lid and express what's coming out. And if it's not a beautiful clear oil like up in the top picture, that person's got some meibomian gland disease. And this person would typically have problems with dry eye because you need that oil to be the outermost layer of your tear. And as we blink, that's how the oil gets pulled and it keeps the tear from evaporating. It's a whole complex system, but ultimately it's root cause. Those pictures on the bottom too, that is not healthy and that's not normal. And I can't tell you how many times I saw that multiple times a day. And it's because so many people have such poor diets. All right, I'm going to jump over and get some questions in a minute, but here I love seeing these type of things. I can confirm that the carnivore diet has cured my blepharitis close to 12 months in and no issues. Additionally, no longer need my prescription glasses for distance. 63 years old and feeling sensational. Here's another one. I've been dealing with meibomian issues for so long, keto 3 months, but I'm trending towards ketovore. Maybe I should just do carnivore. I can't thank you enough for this video to just hear a doctor say there's real hope with diet. All my Kaiser doctors say, nope, not going to help. Here, take antibiotics forever. Yeah, what are we doing here? We can't, I mean, first of all, antibiotics are like terrible for us to be taking. And to understand root cause is a whole different dimension of healthcare that many are not taking to because they're controlled by a big system and they're controlled by volume of patients. They don't have time, nor do they have the training. They are trained to take out the prescription pad and hand it and off into the next room. Have you ever felt like you're in a little production line? That's very, very typical and not going to happen with me. And fortunately, I am practicing. I just practice part-time now, but I practice in a way that I can spend a long time with my patients and get to the root cause and spend quite a bit of time discussing possible alternate ways of eating for this person. And some take to it and some don't. Some want the prescription. Just give me the pill, give me the ointment that's going to fix this. I don't want to give up my chocolate and ice cream and pizza and cookies and pasta and beer and wine. So there's that too, but everybody has to make their own informed decision. At least they're given the information. So all right. I'm going to jump over and instead of continuing on with that, well, you know what? Let me pull up a couple more things because I did see a couple questions over here, but let's just quick bring up glaucoma because, yeah, even though most doctors will say, no, there's no way of helping that with diet. And what do you know? Looky here. I had an eye exam a couple months ago because I was having issues seeing. I've worn glasses since I was 10 and was diagnosed with glaucoma when I was 28. father and his father are blind. Well, it turns out my vision has improved and my pressure was lower than it's been in 35 years. I'm usually 21, 19, 20, sometimes 22. This time it was 16 in the left, 17 in the right, and been carnivore since January of 2023. There is hope, people. Just remember, if we're feeding our body the proper human diet, as Dr. Ken Berry says, then there is a will of the body to heal since the toxins are removed. So, all right, let me go to, I'll just briefly mention here the prescription changes. Everybody wants to know, am I going to be able to get rid of my glasses? Well, you're not going from Coke bottle glasses to throwing your glasses in the trash. I can pretty much tell you I've not seen that. And so I just hope that you um, will understand that this is not going to reverse something like that. But there have been many people, and I'll show you, I'll pull up some of these. Eyesight has improved since I eat carnivore. The times I had eaten deep fried foods and vegetable oils, my vision has blurred temporarily. It's strange. Eyes have improved, was 125, now 0.75, and that was a year ago. So there are some people, if you're about a 150, 175, and you go down to a 0.75, 0.50, that person is now no longer needing to wear those glasses, let's say for driving. So it is possible to get rid of your glasses, but not for somebody who's dramatically, at the severe end of nearsighted or farsightedness. Here's another person, night vision's great now. Bright lights don't bother me. Reading glasses were 250, lately had to switch to a 125. So, and this person had LASIK and eyes are doing great, long vision, really good. Yeah, there's on and on a lot of stories. I don't know if you all are, if you all here can write in if you've been eating, let's just say a clean diet. I'm not dogmatic about carnivore or any specific way of animal-based eating, ketovore, keto, carnivore, as long as you're feeling good and you're not putting any of those, let's just say, non-food foods in, it's really important that you understand that this is all about being able to have a sustainable way of eating and be consistent with it and stay away from the sugar, the grains, the carbs, the seed oils, the processed foods, and watch your body heal. All right, I'm going to go over and get into some of the comments before I end it here. Hello, Vicky says, beach retreat was a wonderful experience to be submerged in the carnivore lifestyle with wonderful ladies in my condo on the beach. Thank you, Vicky, so much for joining us. Looking forward to the October wellness retreat. Vicky's going to do some energy healing and be part of the wellness retreat. One of the beach retreats is going to be yoga, massage, and energy healing. And I have a sauna here. I have red light and just a little different twist on my regular beach retreats. But if anybody's interested, I will also have the link in here. Okay, so let's get back into these eye questions. Let's look here. Okay, so Monica says, eye doc said the glands are plugged. He ordered Pataday, which is a just topical drop, prescription drop for allergies. So typically for itching and allergic reactions, that's not going to help a plugged gland. And you saw the pictures I showed with those multiple meibomian glands on that lid margin. I have cluster of what looks like blisters on the lower lid tear area, sometimes itchy. What to do to get rid of it and what is it? Okay, you can start with some hot compresses. The heat will soften the sebum that's in those glands of that. Remember that picture I showed? And after you do the hot compress, 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to really recommend you get I'll put the link for an Amazon great heat mask that's a USB. You put it in, you put it for 10, 20-minute timer, different heat level. You need heat for a period of time, not just standing at your sink with a little hot water and then it's dripping and you're bored and it's cooling off. You have to do it for a period of time. Then massage it. Take your finger and press and roll toward the lashes, and that will help. But what's your diet like? Are you dipping into anything that we shouldn't be eating? Let's eat meat, eggs, seafood, drink water. Let's get rid of anything other than that type of real whole food that's going to help your eyes heal. All right. Let me just keep going here. Michael says, Michael Aluminum Can says, does astigmatism reduce with carnivore? So yes, I have had some people report, just like myopia, which is nearsightedness, or hyperopia, farsightedness. Astigmatism is just another version of refractive error. So yes, that can change, and that has been shown in some people who report to me that it has improved. So yes, let's be positive that pretty much anything and everything that we have wrong with our bodies, not just our eyes, has the capability of healing, because our bodies are here to evolve. Always remember that. All right, I'm going to keep going. Oh, hi, Cindy Bonk. I love seeing some of my long-term members in here. Well, yeah, so wearing contacts can be tricky with astigmatism. Totally doable. Sometimes it takes a rigid gas permeable lens, but there's soft toric, T-O-R-I-C, toric lenses, and it's totally doable, but just depends on your prescription. I'm going to just keep going up on the chat here. Patricia says, great live chat, interesting, and gives me another reason to keep going. Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why I decided I was just going to do just a regular Q&A. And I said, I'm getting so many questions regarding eyes and vision. And I really want, you have to have your why to stick with this. This is not an easy way of life. And for me, it's become pretty easy because I've done it so long. It's so normal for me. I always have a plan. I don't get derailed because I don't allow myself to get derailed. I can't get derailed. I can't ever go back to that horrible place I was, where it was a horrible, uh, yeah, disordered eating, secretive. It was not until I really understood addiction, and that sugar is highly addictive and way more addictive than most any hard drug that's out there. And a big part of why it's hard to keep going, as you say, Patricia, is because we keep getting triggered and we keep getting put in front of different situations, whether it's family, friends, social situations. And it makes it really difficult, because especially when people don't understand how important it is to you to remain abstinent from certain foods. And remember, you can always tell them, first of all, you have to remember, we don't owe anybody an explanation. And the other thing that I say is and it's pretty truthful, I just say, I don't feel good when I eat that. I've just realized through this elimination diet that I really don't feel good when I eat that. And it's the truth. If I ate 2 slices, 3 slices of pizza right now, like I could easily just pack down along with lots of other stuff, I would not feel good. And I want to feel good. I want to be healthy. And I know that that kind of thing is addictive. As soon as I'm chewing, pizza, and that the breads turn into sugar, and the cheese is addictive, and there's sugar in the sauce, it goes nowhere good, and it doesn't belong in my diet, and it's not food to me anymore. So let's look at Hang on a sec. Trying to grab some questions. Miss E says, I've been lying diet for about 7 months, have lupus, and I keep getting a bump on my lower lash line or inside my lower lid. It gets painful and has white liquid for a week or two. Yeah, well, that's definitely a meibomian gland issue, and it could be a sty, a hordeolum, a chalazion. It's an inflammation, and just keep doing hot compresses and keep consistent with your lion diet. And I'm going to say that as time goes on and your lupus improves, which is another autoimmune issue, your body's going to heal. It's not going to do it in quickly. It might take 2 or 3 years, but it will be so worth it when all these things aren't happening anymore. Let's keep going here. Jennifer says, my parents and grandparents all had glaucoma, but they also ate lots of ultra processed desserts, bread, foods. Being carnivore, I'm not worried about glaucoma since you only eat meat. Yeah, you are on the right path, Jennifer. And, I've looked at this also in my situation. My parents, obese, diabetic, cancer, Parkinson's, macular degeneration. Let me think. There's more. High blood pressure, and diabetes. Let's not forget that. And no, I will have nothing to do with that. I understand by now observing and thinking back to food and meals and addiction that this apple didn't fall far from the tree. I've suffered and dealt with weight issues my whole life. I've been just battling it, and it all stems from the drive to want to eat carbs, sugar, bread, pasta, you name it, chips, rice. I was one of those. I wasn't just a sweets person or just a salty chips and bread and pasta person. I had it all. I was just one of those lucky ones. So yeah, we have to just keep understanding what's healthy and what's not, and be consistent. All right, let me go back up. All right, let's look at this. Kimba says, long time no see, no change in autoimmune until I changed to lion. Now things are shifting. Yeah, I know if you've been watching me all along, I did 2 months of lion diet, and um, I really felt a difference. And I know I've done lion way in the past, early in my 15-year carnivore days, but I really kind of lost my way with cheese and pork rinds and recipes. And when I got back to lion, I was like, wow. So on my retreat, there were a lot of recipes, and I did get back in the cheese, but I am anxious to get right back into lion and some more sardines, actually, because I need to limit my food selection because I have a tendency to overeat, even carnivore foods. And so, just if any of you out there can relate to feeling that way, just know that you can have peace with food. Just continue to minimize what choices you give yourself, and then there's a pretty big sense of freedom when we stop letting ourselves snack, stop letting ourselves go into a lot of different, let's just say, yeah, recipes. Don't do the stevia. If you have any sort of issue with food, please stay away from the sweeteners. It's just, changing seats on the Titanic is one of my favorite sayings. Um, so castor oil in the eye, there's, from what I understand and what I've looked into, there's no approved castor oil to put actually in your eye. I think it's great on the eyelashes, on the eyelids, and around the eye. I would not put it directly in your eye. It's very thick too, so that's got to really, really blur your vision. All right, and then another thing that I'm going to bring up that I feel is very important as far as ocular health, aside from the change in diet, is Doing your light, I often show, at least I'm on Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, you don't see it, but I get up and within usually 10 to 20 minutes of awakening, I have myself outside, even if it's just opening a door or a window to let natural sunlight in. It's really important for circadian rhythm and for the health of not just our eyes, our body. We have photoreceptors in our eyes that are not just for vision. Our eyes are not just for vision. It actually it's connected to our brain. It signals our brain. And it's important that we get appropriate light. And we talk about light hygiene. I'm going to say one other important aspect of this, because I'm going to talk about the blue blocking glasses, and love these. These are actually, this company makes readers, magnifiers in a 125 power and a 200 power. So to block out blue light that comes in from a computer, from your phone, from an iPad, from a TV, and even lights that are in your room, unless they're red lights, it's important for ocular health. And I think that to not be cognizant of that is missing a big piece of the puzzle. And so, what I do once the sun sets, that's the signal to me that, okay, there should not be all of this artificial blue light coming in. So, these glasses go on. I love these because I do like to read a little bit in bed, and I do a lot of work still in the evening. And so I feel at least to be able to block some of it. And I'll put a link to this particular one. If you like these, they have lots of different frame styles. Now, here's the other thing. This company does make also your exact prescription that you have written from a doctor. So you can put a full regular prescription. I happen to not have a distance prescription, so I can wear just a plus 200 for reading up close. But you can get them with no prescription. You can get them with the reader, the magnification, or you can get them with your own prescriptions written in there. So love these good quality frame and lenses. I've been really happy with them and wear them every evening. And I'll have the link to that. The company is offering a 20% discount for anybody who clicks on that link. It will generate a discount for you. So, all right. I hope you've enjoyed this live Q&A. I am definitely looking forward to, if you can put comments here. If you've been around this channel a little bit, I really try to be good about going in and replying to questions and comments under the videos as best I can. And I would love to see your experience with improvements of ocular and vision health. And I will put it in future videos to help more and more people have hope that different vision disorders can improve. Even retinitis pigmentosa. I have a gentleman who I'm going to have on the channel too, who's noticed a major improvement with that. So, all right, enjoy your evening. Catch you next time.